Alright, so kind of got interrupted in the first video I was going to do and got a little bit heated and said some words I would prefer not to go ahead and put on YouTube. So I'm going to try again. Okay. This is to the gay autistic pastor who wants to talk about what he thinks about God. Okay. You have the right to your opinion, but I think you're ignorant. I think you are looking so hard to find yourself in an accepting ring that you're willing to just jump to any conclusions you want. Okay, so I'm going to lay out what I think. And we'll let it be that. So, first of all, okay, God is not queer. God is not straight. God's not gay. God's not non-binary, and God's not asexual. Okay? And I'll explain why. One, for you to be queer, straight, kind of have to have sex, intercourse, okay? Otherwise, you don't really have a sex, now do you? Because that's the whole point of a sex when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't even think it's really a sex, but that's what you want to call it. Now, God's not asexual either, okay? The reason God's not asexual is, by definition, the original definition of asexual is reproducing without a mate, being able to produce on your own. God don't split himself in half. God don't reproduce. God creates. Okay. So, therefore, God cannot be asexual. God cannot be labeled. Okay. So, God's not straight. God's definitely not gay. Okay. So, he's not part of the LGBT community. Okay. And the fact that you want to sit there and what was the words? Let me see if I can get them right. God does not associate, align, or pick sides of any kind. Okay? When it comes to that kind of stuff. God has a plan, and God plans on sticking to that plan. I assume. I don't know God personally. Like, never physically met him or talked to him, so I can't tell you exactly. Because I definitely don't know. But I would assume that we align ourselves with God. Okay, we base God off of who we are, because that's the only thing we got to go off of. Okay, so I can see where you say, when they say God is made in our own image, where you probably think he's queer and stuff, but God is the ultimate being. Okay, he, as far as I can assume, he wasn't born and he can't die. I assume that because I wasn't there, so I don't know. But that's where I'm getting at that you're wrong, okay? Because I don't know. You definitely don't know, okay? Nobody knows anything about God, okay? All we do is assume. So, God also can't be autistic, okay? Because he's all knowing, and he can't be measured by human standards, okay? Everything you have to go by was created by us, men, women, the human race. Where in our short lifespan of a human civilization do you think that we have the ability or the wisdom or the know-how to sit there and assume we know if God's autistic or gay or straight? Okay. Just because you're looking for acceptance doesn't mean you can change God to fit you. Okay. I know nothing about God. As far as I know, God could be an alien race from a different dimension that don't die and looks after us. As far as I know, God is just one big giant being in a whole nother dimension. Either way, God's in another dimension, because otherwise we'd see him out there in space. Unless he's like past the cosmos where there's nothing as far as we know. Might as well be a different dimension. Yes, I'm smoking dabs and talking about God. You're right. Like I said, I don't pretend to know God. I don't assume he's going to say that is okay or bad. I do it to stay chill. Try to keep myself level headed so I don't say stupid shit, which I still do quite often. But I'm nowhere near an intelligent or smart person where I'm not going to act like I'm smarter than you do. I'm just asking you to have a little bit of open mindedness and realize you can't label God. Nobody can. Okay? As far as we know, the Bible says sodomy is wrong. Okay? That's doing people in the behind area. Alright? That's for straight or gay people. Okay? But I've always had a problem with the Bible myself. Because Bible was written by man, man is fallible. How do we know that everything that was put in the Bible was exactly by God? And then on top of that, if it was exactly by God, it's been translated how many times from how many dead languages? Something's got lost in there, or people as they went on added their own stuff into it, what they thought would be better suited for the book. So I'm not going to sit there and say that gay's wrong, sodomy's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong, because I really don't know. Okay, all I can go by is what I believe is right or wrong. I believe the major things are the ones people need to look out for. Not trying to hurt people, not trying to kill people, not trying to rob, that kind of stuff, you know. Being gay makes you happy, then by all means, be happy. Go for it, man. But don't sit there and try to put God into a category. And no, I'm not going to sit there and say God was white, because I really don't, or Jesus was white, because I really don't think so. I was from that area, or I went to that area. Most of the people there are pretty tan or pretty dark. They're not black. They look kind of like more like an Indian folk, I guess. Like from India. Except for with a lot more beard. Nobody cut shaves back then. So I assume he looked more like, dare I say it, Bin Laden or Saddam. You know, you never know. But should it matter what color he was? Honestly, does it matter what color people depict him to be? I'm sure they're saying, oh, well, you're only saying that because he's already white. Okay, well, make him black. I really don't care. Just drop it. Okay, you're missing the message. You guys are so hell-bent on sexuality and race that you miss the whole message. So what's the point? Okay? What is the point of God in the first place if all y'all care about is labeling God as a specific thing or Jesus as a specific thing? That's not what they were there for. They're not symbols for that, okay? They're symbols of do what's right. Do your best to do what's right in your life, okay? Don't go out ripping people off and shit, but do what you do. Fight for what you believe in. You know, those things I believe God would have wanted us to do. Again, I could be completely wrong. Who knows? Maybe God was evil and just wanted us to do bad things. I would like to hope that's wrong. I would also like to hope that the Christian idea is wrong as well. So, even though I align more with the Christian faith because I grew up with it, it's hard to tell what's true and what's not. So, this whole video is to say, look, dude, please stop labeling God. Everybody, please stop trying to label God and Jesus and that whole thing and just see it for what it is supposed to be seen for. Do people right. Honestly, if God wanted us to follow one main rule, I think the one rule God would want us to follow is the golden rule. Has everybody forgotten that? Treat others how you want to be treated. Okay? If you don't want people labeling God as straight, don't label him as gay. Why is it even being brought up whether God is straight or gay? Anybody tell me that? Anybody tell me why it's being brought up whether he's white or black or yellow or purple? Because you want to feel special about yourself. Alright. Well, go ahead and feel special about yourself. Proud of you. But you don't have to change God to get the approval that you're looking for. Okay? Just look for the message and own it. Live life to your fullest. Do what's right. If your brain's telling you this is not right, don't do it. Don't do it. If your brain's telling you don't cheat, don't cheat. If some part of you is screaming, hey, this is a bad idea, maybe that's God telling you that's a bad idea. And who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe God is gay. I would assume he's not, though. Because like I said, he would have to have sex. And I don't assume God is able to have sex or would have sex. Maybe he does. Maybe he fucks out all for eternity. Maybe that's all he does. Maybe he don't even give a shit what we do. Maybe he's too busy just fucking ramming somebody from behind. I really don't know. Like I said, can't label God. We don't know. Can't sit there and say he's good, bad, or evil. He's not any of that. He's him. He's done bad shit before. If you believe in the Bible, what he did to Egypt, the firstborns, the plague, the sulfur, all that, that to me in my eyes is pretty evil. Because why? Because he wasn't getting the respect he wanted? Honestly, why would a God that's everywhere give a fuck about what we think? Anybody answer that? Why? Because he could, right? So he threw a fit, got mad, and fucked up some stuff. Does that sound like a peaceful, good God to you? No. So that's what I'm saying. God's not good. He's not evil. He's not gay. He's not straight. He's not asexual. He's not non-binary. He's not a man. He's not a woman. He's not anything that we can say, period, in the story. He's got whatever going on. I don't know if it's a plan and it already knows what's going to go on. I don't even know if all this is predestined. Did God know I was already going to make this video when I did it? Can you answer that? I grew up being told God knew you before you were born. So if God knew you before you were born, that means everything was predetermined in the first hand. If everything was predetermined in the first hand, then why didn't he stop Adam and Eve from eating the apple and screwing up Garden of Eden? Did he want to see what happened? Did he know it was going to happen and wanted to see all this happen? And if so, if he knows we're already going to be a failed project or a past project, why is he doing it in the first place? I mean, where's the entertainment if you already know what's going to happen in the story, right? That's why. And then my mom, when I was a kid, she'd be saying stupid shit like, maybe it's God's plan. Like when I was in Iraq, a friend that I went to school with, dad died. Stepdad. I blame myself for it. A lot of people blame me for it. I was just a kid. I was only 17. I was doing the best I could with the situation I had. And I hated myself every day for it. I wanted to kill myself because of me. 2 children grew up without a father and a wife. Well, I mean, I heard they were being divorced, so I really don't know. But still, I knew the son. I met the daughter a couple years later. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It still bugs me today. I still don't know why it happened. And it makes me wonder, did God know it was going to happen? If he did, why did he want it to happen? And if he wanted it to happen and knew I wasn't going to learn from the whole shebang in the first place because I still don't know the reason behind it, then why do it in the first place? So I'd like to think that God doesn't know what's going to happen in the future. He's all knowing, as in he's known what has happened from the beginning. Okay. But I really don't think that he knows what's going to happen in the future. Just like he didn't know you were going to call him gay. Do you think he would be happy with that? I would think that he would be. My assumption is that he would be unhappy that you assume you can describe him when we never even met them. I say him because it's the only way I've been able to relate to him through my own religion. Like I said, he's not a man, he's not a woman, he's not anything. As far as I know, he's not. So instead of people making videos of what they know God is, how about you just stay to yourself and the image you have for God, go with it, man. I'm not going to knock you. I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong because I don't know if you're right or wrong. Where I think you're wrong at is trying to sit there and change other people's perception. Otherwise, why would you make the video? Okay? God relates to everybody in different ways. Not because of how different they are or because they're the minority. And if you're willing to sit there and listen, he can change your life. But if you sit there and keep it closed and just keep doing you, you're never going to receive the gift that he wants to give you. And each person is different. So, like I said, I'm not going to sit there and tell you that God's not okay, that you're going to go to hell because you're gay and God's not, and this and that, because we really don't know. And I don't believe that I have the right to tell anybody that they're going to hell. I'm not going to lie. I do think you will. Um, in my mind, when I think of what you said and shit, yeah, the first thing that pops in my mind is he's going to hell. But when I sit there and rationalize it, I realize that's not my place and that's nobody else's place to say that you're going to hell for what you had to say. Okay, I just think you're wrong. I don't think you have the right or the ability to, because you're a pastor, to sit there and say you can genderize God or sexualize God or just try to humanize him in any way you can. Because he's above us. He's above any of us and any of this crap that's going on. Instead of worrying about genderizing God, how about you worry about bringing Americans together and trying to heal this country? It shouldn't matter if you're white or black or Mexican or this or that. Like my son, he's half Hispanic and he's half white. Okay, not any of my blood. He's my stepson. Okay, and he's sitting there going, I'm a beaner, just like sitting there, I don't know, acting stupid, I guess. I was just like, bro, shut up. Like, first of all, you're half and half. So you're not even full Hispanic. Two, I don't care what race or nationality you are or what sex you are. If you're living here in America, you're American. And you should be saying, I'm an American, I'm an American, I'm an American. It doesn't matter what fucking you are. It don't matter if you're black. Be proud to be an American. No matter how shitty your life is. You know why? Because if you go to any other country, your life's going to be a whole lot shittier. I promise you that. Mm-hmm. Best believe that. Try running your fucking mouth like you do in another country. I guarantee you it ain't going to last long. And I'm not saying you shouldn't run your mouth. That's your right. That's your choice. Do you. Just be proud to be an American is all I'm asking. You can hate the government. I do. I can't stand the government. But I'm proud to be an American. Being an American doesn't mean you respect the government. Being American means you love your people and what we represent as a hodgepodge of people. Okay? Like, you're not going to find this in any other country. Not any other country. Okay? They don't force English on other people in other countries. Okay? But they sure as hell force his Spanish on white people and on Americans. I can't believe it said white people. What the fuck's wrong with me? Anyways. This shit's just irritating, guys. Like, come on now. Hold your heads out your asses. I thought you guys were smarter than this. And it shouldn't even matter if you're Republican, Independent, Democrat, or what. You should have your best interest for the best interest of this country because we live here. Russia wants Ukraine, let them have them. If Ukraine don't want to be part of Russia, then they better fight for it like their life depends on it, because guess what it does? China wants Taiwan, fuck it. That's up to Taiwan to fight back. We need to bring our jobs back here. We need to focus on building our shit here before it's too late. That's all we should be focused on. Banding together as Americans and making sure we have what we need as a nation to survive. Haha. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just my opinion. I wish everybody just quit bringing up, oh, I'm gay, or I'm black, or I'm this, or I'm that, and you hate me because of this, or you hate me because of that. Well, you hate me because I'm white. Who cares? I don't care. Hate me all day long. I don't give a fuck. None of y'all affect my life from day to day. I promise you that. So quit making us affect yours. You want your life to change? Change your mindset. start seeing things as, well, not what's wrong, but what you can do to get yourself out of that situation. Whatever. I don't care. Anyways, I kind of got off topic. The original video was based off of that pastor, so I'm just sitting here rambling. Smoked too much. That's what I get. And these videos are really awkward for the most part, so I'm just kind of like, they're awkward because I don't like looking at that face there. I just, it's weird. I don't know. Don't like looking at myself. Can't even take pictures right. I gotta make funny faces and whatnot. Nice. Oh, I was hoping they blew their engine once they did that, but nope, no dice. I wonder if that was a bike. It's hard to tell. Anyways, y'all have a great night. Please just come together as Americans and stop worrying about what you are, who you are, where you're from. And by the way, stop worrying about who we go after too, because we go after everybody apparently. It don't matter if you're white, brown. The only reason why we're not doing anything right now is because Biden's scared that he's gonna get his ass whooped because he's not strong enough to throw a punch. Sorry. We just don't have it anymore. Honestly don't think Russia would nuke us. Don't think they would, but again, I don't know nothing. Nobody thought they were going to go after Ukraine. They did. I figured they was going to. I figured they was going to do it years ago. But when Trump got elected, he stopped it. Because I think that's when they were going to do it. When they originally was going after that first end of fucking Ukraine. What was that, back in like 18, 17, 16, something like that? They originally already started it. When Trump got in the office, they stopped. So they waited till he got out to resume what they were originally going to do. This was a plan they've had enacted for years. Guarantee it. They was planning on doing this for years. Okay, they had already started it. Trump stopped it. Bet you that's what happened. Anyways, I'm gonna get going and see if I got a cigarette left. Y'all have a great night.